There's a lot of haunted places in America, but the most haunted place in America is about 90 minutes from where this year's Skankfest is taking place. This week on American Loser.
Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
On the edge they take the throne, built on bones of those unknown. Coming first, never last, still erased from the past. I am an American loser. No one remembers my name. No legacy and no future. One step behind in the game.
All right. What is going on here, folks? Welcome back to another episode of American Loser. Every year I like to do a Halloween type of episode, and when I started talking about this topic, my producer, we'll call her that at home, more like a reproducer, you guys know what I'm saying? Carly had a great idea. She goes, if you're going to talk about haunted stuff, you got to bring in returning guest, my dear friend, Shannon. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
You're a killer. You're one of my dear friends here, too. And, of course, your adorable co-host who just brings the magic to The Thing Is, which is one of the most underrated shows on the network.
Thank you.
All right. We took away your bell to do the ding. I'm sorry.
You're just hitting air like a...
Where is it?
Your co-host.
It's all fucked up.
Water and rum. Of course, by the way, you're honest to God, you'd always do me favors. You're one of my dear friends here at the network, and you're great on this show as well. I don't know how, because I felt like my dad had a crush on you. I feel like that's true, okay? But he did go on record saying our next guest, your co-host, Mike Figs, is his favorite person he's had on the show.
It hurts. It hurts. Is it because I call him Mr. Burke?
Am I just
think
hearing
that's
stuff
it. Yeah,
because I'm drunk at the bar right now? Are you trying to titty fuck me?
Welcome back to the Gas Digital's VFW here, folks. That's what we do. Of course, in the booth, we got the Dominator here. Dom, a sweet boy from Louisiana who just came out to the big city to figure out how to make things work in this city by a river. But he's a bayou boy. Make no mistakes, folks. Dom, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
See, it's that Southern charm, right to it, wants to get to work. Just an honest man right there. And, of course, the medieval boxing champion, okay? He is the second toughest person in his own household, my friend and yours, Mike Harrington, folks.
KP, I'm super excited to hear about the place that is going to be way too close to where I'm going to be doing a lot of psychedelics later this year.
I was excited about this because I wanted to find something spooky. We've done a bunch of weird stuff. Usually I try to do it. I'm from Jersey. I try to keep it Jersey-centric for the haunted stuff because that's a little extra creepy. And then you never know what Zach Amico's going to know about something. But this one, you guys are going to Skankfest.
Yes.
Which is going to be down. I'm sorry, Legion Fest, rebrand in progress. But have either of you been to Louisiana before?
Yes, I have. I was there once for a bachelorette party, and we did do like a haunted tour.
Nice.
And they told us stuff about like the vampire lore and like all the like terrible murders that have happened, and really fun.
What was it? It was. Did you go to the Madame LaLaurie house?
I think we did pass that. It was like a walking tour. I think we did pass it. We didn't go inside anywhere. We just walked outside of them.
It's always so weird because you'll go around. The three most haunted cities in America are St. Augustine, Florida, which I've been to, and there's some weird stuff over there. Savannah, Georgia, very haunted. I actually had probably the experience I talked about on The Thing Is over there, where I was freaked out and something just spooked me in a bed and breakfast over there. And then the third one's New Orleans. So New Orleans, you guys are going right into the heart of what Dan Aykroyd would refer to as the ectoplasm center of
I just watched his 8-minute Crystal Skull vodka commercial. Have you ever seen that?
You sit there and you're like, oh, he's doing a bit.
Yeah.
And then you realize you're like, oh, this is just a high-functioning autist.
Yeah, dude.
He's still my hero.
So old, but yeah, he's the man. He's
still undeniably great, but there is a part of that where you're like, oh, okay, it's in a skull. Okay, great. There's another company that makes one in a fire hydrant. It is what it is. But, all right, so Figs, you and I have not been to Louisiana.
Never, man. I've just seen lots of videos with ladies exposing themselves due to beads, the Mardi Gras beads.
Well, I had a guy. I worked in a shipyard in Jacksonville. I was working as a welder down there, and they put you with another welder, because I was just doing tack welds, and then he'd come by and run the bead over it. And this dude was straight up Louisiana. First of all, the shipyard was in Jacksonville, not that far of a drive, right? So he follows where the work is. This guy comes over there. I'm telling you, he looked like Colonel Sanders, but he had a ponytail. and he wore overalls every day, and I literally could not understand him. This is a white guy.
Did he have like
too.
a Cajun like bouillon?
We just ain't understanding each other today, ain't we? And I'd work with him. He literally told me, he goes, you got the heart, but you ain't got the skill, son. That's what he told me. And I was like, all right, it's time for me to move on here. But I'll never forget this. I was asking him for advice. I said, hey, when can I take my girl to New Orleans? When's a good time to take her when it's not so busy? He goes, oh, it's busy all the time.
Yeah.
And first of all, it is the most charming accent. There's something about it. Now, if a guy had the accent, you're out on that?
I don't think it's like an attract. Like if a girl had it, would you guys be into it?
Can a girl have that? I've never
Southern
heard a girl-
accents on girls is...
Wait, Southern is
different from
Southern
Cajun.
versus like Bayou is like different.
Yeah, come on, man. I'm gonna have to
There
figure
is,
it out.
there's something that gets lost if a girl ever... What are you fitting to get into tonight? And then I was like, not you. The Southern accent things. And by the way, you're right. Louisiana is its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. It's Louisiana's whole story is pretty trippy here. The last thing I always forget to say about this guy, I think his name was Al, was the guy I worked with. One day I was fire watch for him, and this is how I knew he had lived a life. He's telling me New Orleans stories are crazy. He's telling stories about Dr. John. I don't know if you guys know about him.
No, we know Dr. Mike.
So
We do know Dr. Mike.
Dr. Mike Harrington? Oh yeah, I watch
Dr.
all of his
Mike
movies.
It's very charming.
Well, Dr. John, who was a New Orleans like blues guy, white dude too, but he had whatever they'd call the flavor, right? So he could fit in down there. Great singer, great piano guy. I think he actually had his finger shot off in a nightclub while he was on stage.
Amazing.
That's how wild. So it's Dr. John, or Mac Rebenak is his other name that he goes by. So kind of a cool vibe down there. That being said, this guy Al, who kind of looked like him, he's telling me all these wild stories, and he's just a sweet old man. But one day I'm fire watch for him, and he's leaning down, and he goes like this to knot his welding helmet down, and his ponytail moves to the side. And I'm not kidding, he has "fuck you" tattooed on the back of his neck in cursive. So now I can't figure out if he was held down and someone gave him that tattoo, or if someone was holding him down so often that he got the tattoo as like a way of trying to like get back at him or something. But I never wanted to mess with Al. Because Louisiana, it's a different version of the South.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of an animal down there. There's instances where it is just that much better than the rest of the country, and quite a few instances where it's worse. It's worse than a lot of it. They have a weird vibe. If you had to describe the vibe down there, Shannon, what would you? No pressure. All right, there's no wrong answers.
So, I mean, I was there really just on Bourbon Street. Like, we did like such like very touristy things. So it's not like I don't know that I got a feel for Louisiana.
I've been told don't leave Bourbon Street. Almost everybody that's like going to don't go too far off.
Yeah.
It turns into there's ghosts of Hurricane Katrina everywhere is what I was told. So you might have done the right thing.
Yeah. Well, Skankfest isn't on Bourbon Street.
Did you think it would be, though? No. Look, now there is a bad element there, but now you're part of it and helping to produce it.
I know. Oh my God. But I would love if a ghost were part of it. That'd be so much fun.
I guarantee you a ghost today. I guarantee you one.
Thank you.
And this is why Carly immediately thought of you and said, bring Shannon in for this episode.
I love that.
And then, she edits everything in post, too. So she's knee deep in the show, and she'll sit there and she'll, I catch a lot of shit for some of the stuff I say at home playfully. She always, she's like, oh, yeah, I guess just going to call Maddie Smith cute on air. I guess that's just what I have to deal with now.
You're like, I don't even remember.
She's the best. I love you, girl, if you're watching this, all right? That being said, I got to figure out how to explain Louisiana because it's not the true South, like Shannon said. It's actually a mixture of about 5 different cultures. So very hard to set up a true zeitgeist. There it is.
Is that a magic word? Do we have to drink? Do we drink when you say that? Okay.
I'm good with that. If you want to make that the game here for it. So, which by the way, let me know when you guys are done with your drink. All right. So it means spirit of the times. That's what zeitgeist means. So it's. Folks, if you have tickets to the stand tonight, Mike Figs will not be there.
No, I'll be there, and I'll be saying a couple things my grandpa used to say.
You didn't take the second sip. He said it
Oh,
again.
all right. Jeez, I didn't realize.
You're off the hook on that. I'll try to be responsible with that one here. But it is hard to set it up here. Louisiana, known as the Pelican State.
Really?
Named after King Louis the Great, a very noteworthy French king. It reflects the French influence on the state that kind of persists to this day, which is funny because it was originally discovered, meaning that Europeans arrived. We all know the deal with that. Is that when you get when you're finally on the books, if you will, that's when, we always say every culture has their indigenous people, and then you really get on the books once the Europeans arrive.
My favorite part of Scarface
That's
is when he's in the hot tub and he goes, "Look at the pelicans! Look at the fucking pelicans!"
No, I was going to say when Lestat arrives in Interview with the Vampire, the series. Lestat arrives and, he brings in the evil and the murder.
which is so Southern Gothic is. I can't think of a place where it could take place other than Louisiana. Like it's. I hear Southern Gothic. I'm like, oh, where are we in Louisiana on this? I watched True Blood.
Yes.
I do like the movie Interview with a Vampire, and then I remember being spooked by that one for a little bit.
You didn't see the series?
The series, no, but we did watch. Carly and I watched Mayfair Witches
I don't think I've
with
seen that.
Harrington. What's the girl's name?
You're just a really
Giant-
good boyfriend.
I sometimes she has to tolerate
You're like,
a lot of.
I love you, baby.
Sometimes I have to talk about the Civil War ad nauseum, and I was like, all right, what vampire shit are we going to watch now? Harrington, what's the name of the girl? Mayfair Witches.
Like Alexandra Daddario.
Yes, sir. From True Detective.
Oh
season
yeah.
1. Yeah,
I know her.
yeah. It's an easy watch. It's an easy watch. So
I might have that scene saved on my Reddit.
they don't say who it is, by the way, but there is a vampire that shows up, and because the Mayfair Witches is an Anne Rice novel, they do make some idea that Lestat might arrive at some point.
That's
So-
exciting.
Yeah, they're on season. They already filmed season 2 of it, and then season 3 is coming out soon. So that'll be when you're ready for it, Shannon.
I think I'm ready for it.
It was fun, and New Orleans is the perfect spooky thing here because you have the Spanish influence, right? Because Spain originally discovered it and kind of just lost interest in it. They were hunting for cities of gold and stuff like that. So they were like, "Oh, we're not finding any gold here." And then the French are like, "What if we finally found a way to start hooking up with black chicks and everybody's cool with it?"
Yeah.
What if
They
we,
like these things called beignets.
What if we make
is a
Beyonce?
Yes. They like the sugar. We give them sugar donuts.
You're not wrong, dude. The food's different down there too. The drinks are all different down there. I mean, every good Southern cocktail came from New Orleans. That was
Andouille sausage?
andouille sausage,
Is
100%.
that Polish or andouille sausage is more?
So I think
Cajun
that's going to
American?
be that's Cajun stuff.
Like cayenne pepper.
I think it's the arrival of the Acadians actually, which is when I said the Acadians, that's when Sean Patton one time he goes, "Oh shit, you actually know what you're talking about." I'm like, yeah, all right, I get it. I have dumb cop face. We don't have to remind me all the time. It is the first true melting pot in America, or in the New World, if you will. It's going to see territory which will change in size and definition routinely, sometimes considered Spanish, meaning who's running the place. And this is all of Louisiana, by the way. Spanish, French, English, American. At one time, it's its own republic. It does join the Confederacy, and then again, post-Civil War, becomes American again. And the melting pot features African Americans. The slave trade, of course, existed, but Louisiana had a little bit more nuanced feelings about it. It's a weird one because it's you ever hear the term octoroon before?
Yes.
You have?
This slur.
It's 100% a slur.
Yes.
Yeah, so you want to explain
I
it?
thought it was
so
a
that
shape.
I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can.
It's a fucking octoroon over there. I need you need a Phillips?
Eight
No, I need
sides.
an octoroon.
Yeah, give me the octoroon
Need an
screwdriver.
octoroon.
That's
Flathead? No. Pass the octoroon. I need that octoroon. It's a slur.
I'm pretty sure
What
it's
does
a,
it mean?
It's a cookie. You mean a Milano? No. Mulatto cookies. Come on, man. What are you talking about?
What are you fucking talking about?
No, but Shannon's right, by the way. It is a slur, but it was referring to, do you want to say it or do you want me to say it? I don't want you to get
I want you to say it, KB.
My understanding of octoroon is that Harrington is 7/8 white, okay, but he is 1/8 on his maternal grandmother's side African American. So if you are 1/8 African, then you would be you're pretty much welcome in society. He could be white passing, but octoroon means you have enough African DNA that you're not actually fully welcomed into whites. Like it would be a thing where they would boycott a marriage between an octoroon woman and too white of a guy.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's also this great, I can't remember the name of the author, but it's one of the great, like, sad stories I ever read in college. And keep in mind, I went to college after the military, so I was like Billy Madison, just hanging out with like a bunch of 16-year-old kids. They're like, we did really good in school and we're here early. And I was like, oh, I fucked up my life and lost a house in Jacksonville. Let's meet in the middle at a creative writing workshop. But the one story we read that was great, it was, I guess this couple in Louisiana had a baby, and the baby was dark when it was born. And so they actually the husband said, well, obviously you cheated on me. So, you didn't tell me your full heritage. You must be half black, and then the baby's coming out black. So now you've ruined my family. So I'm going to send you away somewhere and you can live with the baby, and maybe I'll send back for you someday, but, we can't be together. Society won't accept it. And I hate you, but I still love you, kind of a thing. And instead of, accepting that, the woman walks with the baby into the bayou and just disappears, drowns herself and her baby. And then the guy's grandmother comes to town and she goes, oh, I meant to tell you, I have a picture of my mother, your great-grandmother, and it was a black woman. So the black came from him the whole time. So
did he kill himself next? I hope so.
They leave it off there. It's a pretty depressing tale as it is. But yes, I would say if you bully your wife into walking into the water holding your baby, and then you find out it was your fault the whole time, at least cards and a flower. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of all I'm looking for here. But yeah, Octoroon, definitely a slur, but that creates this kind of cool mix thing down there, which is that's part Creole as well too. Mm-hmm. So it's ink. So when you look at Beyonce, if you were in a lab and you wanted to design a Beyonce, you would take a little bit of Irish, a little bit of Native American, a little bit of black DNA, and then maybe a little French in there too, and just mix it all together, and that's what comes out of it. So there's perks, is all I'm saying.
What if you want to make Jay-Z? What do you?
If you want to make Jay-Z, I'm pretty sure it's at some point. Yeah. How much oppression do we need to make a Jay-Z? If you could take a life raft and then give it the greatest hip-hop lines.
There's definitely a little bit of like Jewish in Jay-Z because he's a great businessman, great with his money.
That's what the J stands for.
That's what Jewish Z.
Jewish Z.
Jewish zeitgeist. Jewish, yeah.
Well, Nick Fuentes is here. Nick, you want to come in? Nick, you want to sit in on the show?
The Z was weird.
The Z is Zion. Everybody knows that.
Is that for real?
No.
Oh, dude, you really had me too, because they're always doing the Hova. Is this a little Star David thing? Rockefeller.
Yeah.
There's a million videos as a guy who dabbles in
like
conspiracy
Illuminati stuff.
Yeah, that's where they always get lost. Like if you notice the way that Rihanna arcs her back in the umbrella video, she's actually making an ancient symbol about fertility. So. But when you mix all these things, by the way, Irish people are like ketchup. They really do just mix with anything. Like you're like, oh, you want to put? It's a cucumber sandwich. Should we put ketchup on it? Yes. Sweet potato fries, done. It's there's no reason. Nobody's against the Irish. It's weird, except for their closest neighbors, the English, which just means you hate the people you live next door to. Essentially, there's also a weird thing here too. Louisiana has a Catholic vibe to it. Rest of the country, mostly Protestant, right? So you can have a little bit of a beef on that one here. Famous people from Louisiana. This is what happens when you get this. This is how diverse that original melting pot of the country is. It's not necessarily a zeitgeist.
Mark Normand.
Hey.
I was waiting for you to take a drink when I said zeitgeist.
Oh, damn it.
I thought I had you on that one.
Oh, damn it. We both missed it.
He's an octoroon. Come on. Now we're talking.
You got to keep us honest.
He is, the fact that Mark is not from the Upper West Side is constantly confusing to me. But they do give us a bunch of interesting people. The Mannings, the entire Manning family, all New Orleans boys. Britney Spears, Louisiana.
Wow.
Lil Wayne, Louisiana.
Baby.
Reese Witherspoon, Louisiana.
Okay.
Phil Anselmo of Pantera, right? Who I'm pretty sure is the godfather to Harrington's daughter. I'm pretty sure on that one. I can't remember. DJ Khaled. Right?
Wait, what?
Apparently, he is from New Orleans.
I thought he was from the
Louisiana.
Riyadh Comedy Festival. I thought he was from fucking Haraba. He's from Louisiana.
I guess that's just the true power of assimilation that New Orleans holds.
This whole thing is about like salam alaikum.
Yeah.
I thought he was.
I think he just
maybe
was.
just a Muslim guy.
I think that's probably what it is. He's a Muslim fella down there too, and then also Harrington will love this one too. Bunk from The Wire is from New Orleans specifically, I believe. So I can't remember the actor's name because he's just always going to be Bunk to me.
Matthew McConaughey? No, he's from Texas.
Texas, 100%. What were you going to say, Harrington?
The bigger the lie, the more they believe, brother.
Harrington and I just this is our. I'm a stepdad. He's a dad. So we're just at that age where you have to talk about either Power Tools or The Wire.
Yeah,
and it's like really the scope of what they did there was just really incredible. Also, I've noticed DeWalt batteries last longer. So
Louisiana. I'm sorry. Britney Spears, not from New Orleans.
Not
right?
from New Orleans.
Yeah,
she's from Louisiana.
Yeah,
right. A suburb, I think.
Because she at least has like a Southern accent.
Yes.
Not like a Louisiana one, but like Southern for real.
Could you imagine if that's what all of her training was? Where they're like, listen, she just knows how to sing and dance already, but we got to get this twang out of her. We need sweet Southern twang. We don't need,
Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart.
Don't you know you're toxic?
Come on, you're fucking toxic, man.
She has Hawk Tua voice in normal life. Also, not to get too lost here on this one, Huey Long, who was almost president of the United States, was the governor of Louisiana. Louisiana had a ton of power, especially during the FDR years. You want to know more about Huey Long and why he got assassinated? Back catalog, folks. Again, use promo code LOSER here on Gas Digital Network, $1 off a month. You also get great shows like The Thing Is. Ding. And, of course, my boys over at High Society Radio. We had a banger here at the Standing Cast last week. It's one of the best nights of my life, which is it was very fun, but it's also a statement on how sad my life has gotten. Final person from Louisiana I wasn't prepared for. We have a couple of hip-hop stars, a couple of America's Sweethearts, the Manning brothers, the lead singer of Pantera, and Ellen DeGeneres.
Whoa,
Wow.
The demon incarnate.
I was going to say probably the most aggressive one, the one with the most skeletons in her clothes. When you can out villain the lead singer of Pantera, you're doing something special.
Do you think
there.
she was also like torturing slaves in her basement?
If you told me that she was Madame LaLaury's great descendant, which, by the way, this episode was almost about that house.
I love that whole. I don't love it, but I love that story. It's so fascinating and so like disgusting.
It's brutal. Well, that one's so cruel too that I was going to have a hard time cracking jokes during it.
Yeah.
And then I found this one, which is actually more haunted than that house.
Fun.
Now, the South is also weird, too. I remember there was one of the most haunted places in Savannah, Georgia. And the tour guide's giving us this thing. He goes, and this is where the murder took place, and there's the ghost of a small child here. Also, Terry Bradshaw and Joe Namath bought this property in the 70s and turned it into an indoor roller rink.
Oh.
And you're just like, the South is weird, man. I like it down there. I have a good time. But
Was it Hugh? No, Nick Cage. Didn't he buy that mansion?
I believe so, because Cage bought a couple things, and then he does refer to one of them as the most haunted. Harrington, I'm so sorry to ask you to bring that one up, the Nick Cage mansion.
Nick Cage does own the LaLaurie mansion.
She's right. Yeah, I didn't want to be wrong on that one.
He also purchased the home formerly owned by Anne Rice.
That makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. If you want to read about Anne Rice's real life, you figure out why she finds vampires comforting. A lot of tragedy in that young woman's life.
KP, when the Louisiana Purchase is when America got Louisiana?
Right. So Napoleon does us a favor because he's got massive war debts, and we're able to scoop it up on the cheap and expand our territory. They're not going to be able to defend a colony while they got so many things going on. They're trying to conquer the rest of the world. And they're like, listen, why don't we sell you guys this? And we really don't know what it's all about. And then they come back through it. So excellent question there, by the way, Mr. Figs. That's why I love you guys.
He wanted a high five, too.
He deserves one. Or I could just, say Zeitgeist and see what happens.
Thank you, Napoleon.
This particular story is a damn good one. So this is about an hour and a half, according to Google Maps, outside of New Orleans. So this would be a potential day trip for you guys if you were so inclined. Saint Francisville is the name of the town. And at this time in American history, the country settled, at least as American, in terms of that there's the idea of the United States, but Louisiana is still a territory, like Figs pointed out. Louisiana does not become a state until 1812. Weirdest fact I know about that is that the infamous Battle of New Orleans, which is the most famous battle, for some reason the most famous battle of the War of 1812, led by Andrew Jackson, who becomes the president based off the success of this battle, but it actually happens after the war's over already. They'd signed a treaty in Europe and word hadn't gotten back to them. Andrew Jackson's like, we're going to just kick your ass. Yeah, it's like imagine the Jets putting on the most inspired performance of their entire season, and they're like, guys, you were eliminated 3 weeks ago.
You guys are 0-13.
We forgot to put the cameras on. We missed it.
That's right. Yeah, I thought it was weird that it wasn't a televised game, but this one's going to get interesting here. This house is known as the Myrtles. It has a couple of different names here too, but Harrington, any chance you could bring up a photo of the Myrtles here before I explain how this property came to be? Because it starts in chaos. I was trying to find the middle filler I could cut out. What do you got, buddy?
You're looking for the property itself?
Yeah, if you could just show an exterior shot of the house or something. So that is the Myrtles. Looks like a nice bed and breakfast. right? Figs, you could take the missus out there.
For sure. You got a nice little tree. What are those weeping trees? What are they called?
So
Weeping
Not
willows?
moss. It's something. It's the moss. I think that
Spanish
is on
moss.
the-
Spanish moss is going to be the
yeah.
hanging stuff.
There
Right?
you go.
But also the property's called the Myrtles because of the crepe myrtles that are always growing all over the area. So that's famous houses have names. You know, you guys ever go to what is it in Rhode Island? Everybody spends their Newport, Rhode Island.
I've been to Newport,
J.R.
Rhode
cigar.
Island.
Oh. I'm sorry. Do you know what place? That's when you like drive to Florida, but that's in North Carolina. Never mind. Sorry.
So it's weird because Newport. And by the way, Jr. If you
Do you know J.R. cigar? Maybe J.R. cigar?
Let's go to Monte Cristo Lounge and we'll just do one of these live one day. What are you saying there, Harrington?
Oh, I know all about it. Yeah, JR's. It's cheapest cigarettes you can buy in North
my dad,
Carolina.
like we would drive. We would take the I-97 down to Florida, and he'd be like, "We got to make a stop," and he would get like 7 boxes of Newports for like
That was
like the cheapest.
my-
all the
Linda was like
cigarettes are
that.
made in North Carolina, so it would be no state tax, and they had no stamps on them. So they were the ones you could easily take to bodegas if they had a fake stamp, and they could sell it at normal prices.
Wow. Sorry.
And the cigar culture down there too is pretty intense, which I enjoyed.
Rhode Island.
Well, Newport in Rhode Island, that was like that was the Jersey Shore of rich people from New York City, and all the houses have names and stuff. And one of the mansions, I think it was owned by the Vanderbilts. Taylor Swift's mansion is right around there too, so she's actually a modern day Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Oh, isn't that where they found the dead body recently?
It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I
because
think-
that was, I think it might have been on Taylor's property, right?
Or like right outside. Yeah, it was like right near the
Yeah,
property
it's
of the dead body.
it'd be
her
so
album
great.
is also #1, so probably a human sacrifice for sake
It'd
of
be
her benefit.
Pretty great if it was actually Katy Perry and we've just had a clone Katy Perry for a couple of years. I would appreciate that.
She's smooching Trudeau right now.
Is she really? Mm-hmm. KP?
Oh, yeah, there's a photo of her on a yacht with Trudeau, and they're like kissing, smooching.
It's just that picture, though. Not to like move away from this topic, but
Go.
that
Sorry,
could've-
I'm all over the
yeah.
place because of the
But
booze.
that
We're
could
having
have that could have been like me saying hello to like literally anyone here. The 2 pictures they have, it could have been a kiss on the cheek and a hug with literally anyone.
You
The
think
2
so?
shots that they have, it's like they're I don't know. It could be a thing, but they're not kissing on the lips. Like they're look,
That's not a hello.
you don't know that.
I've never
That-
fucking hugged
Hand
you
on
like
the
that.
butt.
Hello, hey, what's up?
Hand on the
Let
butt,
me-
right?
Yeah, look at the hand on the butt. All right, you know what, Shanny? Next
Wait,
time.
I don't know. Maybe not the hand so low, because I was just looking at like the
that was
kiss
a
thing
little
where it's like
smooch.
they could be aiming for the cheek and they caught the picture right before.
Maybe.
I just feel like
Isn't that great?
they're
He steps down as prime minister. He goes, I just feel like it's time for me to move on to the next chapter of my life, which is banging Katy Perry.
Yeah.
You guys all thought I was gay for so many years. Little did you know.
and fucking Orlando Bloom.
That's
Yes.
I didn't even think of poor Orlando Bloom and all this.
Wow, they broke
yeah.
It's a sad one. Yep, it's
Sorry.
a prime minister got involved, all right? Lockdowns alone were not enough. This one is worth mentioning. The property's called the Myrtles. It's stupid gorgeous. It's a beautiful house, 22-room mansion, still standing to this day. It survived a lot of history here. But in order to explain the house, you got to explain the guy that helped make it. His name is General David Bradford, and this story is going to start out in 1796. So originally, Bradford is from Pennsylvania, and he's going to get involved in a little thing called the Whiskey Rebellion. You guys have heard of that before?
Is this like a prohibition thing?
Yeah.
Is that later in time?
It's way ahead of that.
Okay.
But this is the first time when the government was messing with booze. So you're
Okay.
right. You're right. The timeline isn't tracking on that, but it's the first time that they're seeing that. So essentially, whiskey was used as like a currency back then. So if you could make your own whiskey in a still, then you could just give it. And then the government said, well, we're going to put a tax on all domestic whiskey. And then that turned into like, well, why are we getting taxed right now? We just fought a revolution over taxation. Now you're going to tax stuff from us. And like, this is ridiculous. People are living out in Pittsburgh and they're like, dude, we literally trade whiskey instead of money because we don't have anything out here. Whiskey's flowing like crazy. I haven't seen a US dollar yet. Don't know what those look like. So it winds up going down here. And we did a whole episode on the Whiskey Rebellion, but the brief recap is they tar and feather some people. A couple of guys are getting shot. A couple of houses are getting burned down. Tax collectors. And these are all Revolutionary War veterans that are fighting against this tax. So Washington is president now, and Washington has to lead the U.S. Army as president. I think it's one of the only times the president's ever led the army into battle. But he actually marches out there, quells the rebellion without firing a shot, and then because he had foresight, He says, well, I can't, if I start executing these people, the whole country's going to go right into a civil war. So what he does that I thought was genius is he pardons everybody. Everybody who was involved gets a full pardon. Welcome back to the country. You guys made a mistake. It's all good. One guy who's a higher up that doesn't know that it's going to go down this way is our boy, General David Bradford. He thinks that he's under the assumption he's about to get executed by George Washington. So he escapes in the middle of the night. And this is where the bullshit artist in him comes out. It's pretty great. His story is that when he finds out that the Whiskey Rebellion has failed and Washington is coming, he gets info that there's a $500 bounty on his head, right? So he's going to have to escape. Now, Washington's going to pardon everybody, but that doesn't mean that he knows that yet. So he thinks he's escaping. I got to start my new life over. I'm an outlaw. I'm a true outlaw here. So October 1794 is when Bradford's story about his escape goes crazy here. Hearing that Washington's troops are closing in on his location, Bradford will jump from a second-story window, just like in the movies, right? From a second-story window onto the back of his horse, right? Rides his horse through the night as the cavalry is descending upon him. He's getting chased. He's doing John Wick shit. And then they pursue him until he winds up finding a nearby a boat, and a guy is by this lake. It's called a skiff boat. And he trades his horse for the skiff boat. And then he gets onto the skiff boat, and then the troops are shooting at him, and he's shooting back the whole time, but he's on the far side of the river. Nobody's hitting him. So now he's escaped by horse from his house, escaped the cavalry. Now the troops are trying to kill him. He makes his way down to a keelboat captain who's setting sail for New Orleans, which back then was known as West Florida. So I guess this guy was sympathetic to me. He goes, oh, yeah, I really support what you guys were doing up there, and I know you're a real badass dude, and you're so cool, and your dick's huge, man, so why don't you come on board my boat? If it's starting to sound like bullshit, there's a reason. As they're getting on the boat now, the soldiers attack the boat, and the captain says, no way, dude, you're not going to get this guy. He's so cool, man. We love this guy. You can't have him. And him and his crew fight the soldiers and throw them over the side into the river, and then Bradford's able to escape. He tells that story so many times that everyone's like, oh, General Bradford, the hero of the Whiskey Rebellion, here in West Florida with us. What can we do for you? It's all bullshit. The entire thing is made up. He pretty much got on a train from Pittsburgh and left. And he doesn't know that he would have been pardoned had he stayed up in Pennsylvania. So really, he just made his life harder.
No one was chasing him.
Right.
Yeah.
But based off the fame of the story, he's got a chance to make a little bit of a name for himself in this new territory. He's already kind of got a celebrity vibe going. So he cashes in on some bullshit. It's that thing in comedy where you don't have to correct people. You know, like people come up and be like, dude, you're killing it right now. And I was like, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kia Soul I'm about to get into, but yeah, whatever you need to tell me. So
people were probably like, did you hear everyone got pardoned? And he's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, wait, but not me.
Yeah, they said everyone but me, and I was like, oh, well, I really got to get out of here.
Yeah.
He has to wait for Washington to leave the White House, and then John Adams pardons him. But in the meantime, what he's able to do is he starts building this property that'll become known as the Myrtles, and that's going to be finished in 1797. So his official pardon comes 2 years later. So in that time, not only had his legend grown of this bullshit story that he told everybody, he's now a very wealthy planter, and eventually he sends for his family, and he will finish his, I always screw this word up, antebellum style plantation. So antebellum essentially means pre-slavery. Or pre-emancipation, if you will. So when that style that, what was her name? Got in trouble. Ryan Reynolds' wife.
Ava Mendes? Oh,
No,
it's Ryan Gosling's wife.
Yeah.
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively. There you go. Harrington on that one. She got in trouble a while ago because she had antebellum style clothing that she was putting out on her clothing line. And they were like, this was the slave time and you can't be celebrating. And they were just going nuts on her.
I got Lady Antebellum. They had to change the name of their whole band.
Which is the funniest story ever because they changed it from Lady Antebellum to Lady A in order to get away from, that terrible period of incredible cruelty known as slavery. And they wanted to make that as a gesture to the black community that they were no longer willing to celebrate that. So they stole the name of a female hip-hop artist named Lady A. Yep. So now if you're searching for Lady A, you got to be like, the black one or the slightly racist ones that are well-intentioned in what they're doing?
In their defense, they don't know anything about hip-hop. Yes. They didn't steal the name. They probably thought they just made it
that
up.
being said, Looking for a Good Time, good song. Not going to lie about that. The mansion is built in Saint Francisville, Louisiana. Notable people from the area include politicians, athletes, Confederate generals, of course, and Haley Arsenault. Haley Arsenault is a cancer survivor who, after partaking in the SpaceX flight, is considered the first Cajun in space. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Did not know that.
Yes, we have launched a Cajun into space. It's important that we got around to that. Gorgeous mansion, by the way, 22 rooms on pristine grounds. Harrington, do we have any other photos of that one we could bring up just to try to capture the zeitgeist for these people?
Wait, I'm empty.
Shannon's got to pour one for it.
I believe this is a picture of Bradford's suite in the house.
Show it. Yeah, he was living high society.
Well, that's fine. I'm gonna say.
So, and by the way, he was well connected in Pennsylvania too. So he was. If you had done this about 100 years later, I believe they were known as carpetbaggers, and that was people from the north that moved down south as Reconstruction profiteers. Mm-hmm. So they're like, oh yeah, the South's great. We can start all over. It's kind of like when I hate to always go to a tragedy or something like that, but like in Haiti, there was always, they're like, you make a lot of money rebuilding Haiti right now. Think about it. The Dominican Republic is right there. We could have our own resorts. But that's essentially what they did. So this guy's one of the original carpetbaggers. He comes down there, but it's not going to be a great, he's made a great life for himself, but doesn't get to enjoy it too long.
I got to figure out a way how I'm going to call someone a carpetbagger tonight. Someone in the front row. Look at this fucking carpetbagger.
Carpetbagged son of a bitch. You know what I mean? We got to. We need to come because you guys are true New Yorkers. I'm North Jersey, which we didn't used to all love each other like we do now, but just enough people from Indiana moved to the city that now it's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Normal people that talk like Ninja Turtles. Thank God.
Our neighbors. Real people.
That's the word we need to come up with, whatever the yuppies are that moved in and ruined this city that I used to live in great fear of.
Oh, there's a word, KP, but we'll save it for the Patreon. So go ahead. What else?
Well, General Bradford will enjoy 12 years in his completed mansion before his death in 1808. His wife will manage the property until his son-in-law, who was a former law student of Bradford's, this guy's name is Clark Woodruff, he's going to take over the property. Tragedy will strike. This is the first of the ghost stories. All right. Tragedy will strike the home in 1824 as Woodruff's wife, who is the daughter of Bradford, right? She dies along with 2 of her 3 children, and the proposed cause of death is yellow fever. So,
which is what? What is yellow fever? Sorry.
Kind of a rampant flu sort of thing of the time. Where that was, if you played Oregon Trail at all, that's what would usually kill you, that or tuberculosis.
Okay.
So, largely considered something that could be modern medicine figured out, but back then that was like a death sentence.
Big thing. Okay.
So,
Dysentery. That was the other one.
Oh, dysentery.
Oregon Trail.
That was, which is funny because I just remember, they'd be like, oh, you died of dysentery on the Oregon Trail. And I was like, did I? And then I find out what it is. I'm like, did I shit myself to death? Am I just bleeding out my... and this was back when I was drinking too. I was like, I'm doing that now. The game was...
No liquid IV back then.
No, the game was prophetic. But the American Civil War is it's going to see the family's fortune negatively affected. And just so you know, this is how much money they had. The surviving daughter moves to Covington, Louisiana, and the house is sold to a family known as the Sterlings. So this is all with their approval. So it's kind of staying in the family, but loosely kind of a thing. The Sterlings will expand the house greatly. It already had a ton of property to it. It's gorgeous Southern-style mansion. You guys saw what Bradford's actual room looked like. The whole house is gorgeous that way. Still functions to this day as a bed and breakfast, by the way. Mm-hmm. Super haunted.
That's what it looks like, a bed and breakfast.
I wish
Shannon's going.
I know I didn't book my flight yet, so now I'm trying to think of how I can have extra time. I really want to go there. But you said it's an hour and a half from where Skankfest is?
It's about an hour and a half, which I would tell you this. If you can get... Who would be good to go with from Gas, I would think? Can't bring Blind Mike with you because he's known to start bar fights.
Blind Mike did come with our first ghost haunted mansion thing that we went to that stayed overnight. Blind Mike was there.
Was he really?
He was,
good for him,
yeah.
man. Trying to think of who the most badass person here to take with you. Oh, Natalie. Natalie will do it. There you go.
But to protect me?
And also have intrigue in the actually, because they're big on this. They welcome the whole spirit tour thing. I have pictures we're going to show later, and then also a video of somebody that's been on a tour here. They're also bringing in a bunch of other stuff too. There's this ostentatious wealth that's going to come through the area. They're bringing in All of a sudden, there's marble fireplaces and stuff like that. It's getting very high society here. There's European art, furniture made in Italy, all sorts of things like that. But you got a civil war coming up, and the family's fortunes are going to be negatively affected in a few ways. Their money is all tied up in Confederate currency. The best comp I can have for this is imagine you made a killing in Dogecoin, but you hung on to it for about 3 weeks too long. That's kind of the crypto world out there, folks. Confederate dollars sound great as long as there's a Confederacy. And then as soon as the war starts turning the other way, they're like, all right, so this isn't even like legitimately not worth the paper it's printed on.
Wow.
It's bunk currency. There's actually a line in The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down by the band where they say, I don't care if the money's no good. It's people were trading it for firewood and stuff like that. Like it had no currency at all.
I had no idea this was a thing.
The Confederacy having its own currency?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How did they print it? Like,
There's a lost. Oh, Harrington's excited. What do you have, buddy?
No, I remember that was like a thing they did on Scooby-Doo back in the day. Was like
Confederate gold?
It was like a guy was haunting a house to get people out because there was treasure in there, but the treasure was just a wheelbarrow full of, or like a chest full of Confederate dollars that had no value.
Did you ever see this is only semi-off topic. Did you ever see, it was one of the longer Scooby-Doo ones, like a movie version they did? And they pretty much imply that Shaggy is a descendant of the Confederacy.
Oh no, Scoob!
It was Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers.
I'm a plantation owner, Scooby. My uncle Beauregard.
I can't do the voice. You have the voice down.
I can barely do it.
I'm not even kidding. At one point, Scooby is wearing Confederate regalia. And it's a pretty haunting thing. But they have, it's nuts. If you can find it, it'd be amazing to see.
Yeah, in the movie Scooby-Doo meets the Boo Brothers, Shaggy inherits a southern plantation from his recently deceased relative, Colonel Beauregard.
Who, by the way, there was a General Beauregard in the Confederacy that was real. So
the Colonel is a character from the Civil War era and an ancestor of Shaggy. The connection to the figure from the Confederacy is most prominent in this film.
it'd be great if like Shaggy as a plantation owner is pretty funny. Like, what do you think, gang? And it's like, well, the slave quarters used to be here. Zoinks! It's terrifying, man. But
I'm gonna have to give you a lashing because you didn't get enough cotton, brother.
Rashings.
Scoob.
There's every stereotype is in that one too. There's a big fat old sheriff who's giving you the foghorn leghorn voice. Mm-hmm. There's a cute southern blonde girl that it's all over Shaggy, but her brother's getting very territorial of her. And then it's somehow or other Scrappy Doo's in there. He's my favorite. I'm just going to go for. I'm a Scrappy Doo guy. Harrington, you were laughing already. What did you find, sir?
No, I was just picturing Scooby-Doo as the dog that hunts down the escaped slaves. That's his connection to Shaggy in that world.
That's what Scooby snacks are, is hush puppies that the slaves are throwing at him to keep winning. That's why they brought Scrappy and tightened that operation up. It's nuts that they did do that. And by the way, we had a more playful version of the South back then, but that goes into that lost cause thing. So originally, to answer your question about the Confederacy having money, they thought it was going to work. The lost cause mythology were like, oh yeah, they just tried. They knew that the Union was going to crush them, but we had to defend our homeland. That's the cop-out of like UFC fighters talking insane trash about each other, and then the losing fighter goes, I got a lot of respect from the way he fights. He had a great camp. He's one of the best fighters in the world. There's no shame in losing. That's their coverage for the fact that they didn't win. So the South really thought they were going to win, and they didn't. They didn't.
Is the money worth something now, like as a historical kind of thing? Like if you actually have money, they'll be like, oh yeah, the museum.
The half of the History Channel that isn't covering Hitler often talks about a hidden Confederate gold somewhere.
Okay.
So that's a big one on that.
If it's gold, it's gold. It's still gold.
Right. That would be. Then you get into paper currency, and Shannon doesn't have to hear this.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't listening.
Sorry.
I felt you disassociate. I literally watched her spirit hover above her own body.
What,
she goes,
zeitgeist something?
She's going to say, let him say zeitgeist again. But we're getting into the ghosts here because, of course, I'm just showing the history of the house, and that's why you invite in so many ghost stories like you have here. again, Confederate currency, all valueless, meaning that all the money he put into it and had is now just pieces of paper. And he winds up having to, they also lose the slaves they had. This was a slave-owning property over here. Now, what's weird, hit me, Harrington.
To answer Figs' question, I'm seeing Confederate bills from 1861, $20 bills being sold for as much as $250 on eBay.
Not bad. This could be. Now, here's my problem. My family didn't get here until the Civil War, and the Irish immigrant Burke that arrived got off the docks at Ellis Island and signed up for the Union Army right away. So I don't even have any sort of cool lineage. I'm not like Dom, where I come from Southern money. All right, I don't have that going for me, but we'll figure it out. It's tough times here for the Myrtles because not only have they lost their slaves and their financial situation is in dire straits, the Union Army shows up and raids the property. One of the first ghost stories is going to be in here. 3 Union troops. This is pure story on this one. There's no proof of anything. But apparently while they were raiding the property, 3 Union troops died, and no one can prove why. So there's a little section of the house where they believe that one of the Union troops died, and there's a red blood stain that appears sometimes that the cleaning staff said the blood would not come out of the wood, so they couldn't get it out over there. And the modern cleaning staff says that sometimes when they're trying to mop the floors over there, it'll fight that area. You can't get a mop into that area where this Union troop supposedly died in the house during this raid.
I like that.
So it's a pretty good creepy one here. Not the creepiest one yet either. We're babying people into this one because it is one of those ones where if I'm writing at night by myself, I have to sit there and be like, all right. Like nowadays I have Carly, but when I used to write the spooky ones and I had to sleep in a room by myself, I was just like, I miss my dog. Now the Winters family is going to be forced to sell the plantation. It is still in the matrilineal line of Sterlings. They're now, so therefore they're the Bradfords. But they're going to sell the plantation. They buy it back 2 years later, and William Winter is going to buy the property. He's the guy who's able to bring it back into the family. He had married into the family and is able to resecure the property in 1868, which sounds great. Until 3 years later, he's shot and killed on his porch in front of that house, that lovely little southern cottage that we saw there. He gets whacked on the front porch, and no one's ever figured out who actually killed him. So no one knows that one. Here's where I get the second ghost story goes. Apparently, he wanted to go upstairs because he saw his shooter, they say. There was, like, the way that it was done, maybe the guy was in the dark, but he probably knew who shot him. And there's an assumption that it was this guy like S.E. something or whatever. I forget his name. But he wanted to get upstairs to tell his wife who shot him so that even if he died, justice could come down on the guy. He makes it up to the 17th step to go up the front steps into the house. And dies on the 17th step. Some people say his wife got to him on the 17th step and then he died in her arms. Other people said all he wanted to do was see his wife one last time. But guests at the hotel have noticed that there's noise that comes from the front steps, the front porch rather, and then the steps inside the house to get to the second floor. Every single time it's 17 steps that they hear. And then the 17th, it just goes away. So if you can count them, you're like, all right, there's only 3 more steps and then the ghost is going to disappear. So they say that's the ghost of this guy, William Winter, trying to reconnect with his wife, or still looking for, or still trying to explain to us who killed him from beyond the grave. Where's that rank for ghost stories for you, Shannon?
I love that.
That's
that's cool.
I'm curious. So the wife had nothing to say after this? Like, we don't know anything about what happened from
It's
her?
the only confirmed murder in the house. I know that much. And then whether or not this person was brought to justice, it is considered an unsolved mystery.
But the wife didn't say, like, oh, this is where I found him. He was alive when I found him.
So it was this is how much they've tied in the urban legend of the 17th step. There's a restaurant on the property called Restaurant 1796. And they have cocktails there. And one of them is oddly enough named the Whiskey Rebellion in honor of the guy Bradford who started it all. And then they have a special cocktail that is a blood red drink. I couldn't figure out what was in it. I kept clicking on everything. This is on their Instagram. And it's called the 17th Step. And it's a red bloody drink that you have in honor of William Winter, who got killed and shot on his front porch and stumbled up 17 steps.
It's got to be grenadine.
That's I forgot you have background in this. Yeah. No, it has to be a grenadine thing. I think you're right
Or
on
some
that.
sort of strawberry puree or some shit, but grenadine's going to be the thing, yeah.
So wait, the restaurant on the property is like something that's there now, or there was always a restaurant?
So I'm sure that they had, I think it's the original hearth from the house, so like where, because you would have, if you had a high society house back then, you had people preparing your meals for you. So I believe what it is that part of that is what serves as the restaurant, and you can just go there and they have a brunch menu. Actually look pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. Now, Carly.
So they lean into the whole horror thing.
Yeah, they want people there for that reason. Carly will not mess with ghosts at all. She yelled at me once in a pleasant way for the place I booked us in Cape May. She just was too creeped out by it. We needed to get the hell out of there, so we skipped out a whole day early on a vacation because she's like, it'd be great if I just slept once. Imagine, this is how bad that one was. We actually went to my parents' house in Tinton Falls because we were all the way down in Cape May. We went to my parents' house in Tinton Falls, and she's like, oh, thank God, this is so much better. Taking your chick to your parents' house was better. That was like my embarrassing move when I lived at home for a while, and I was like, yeah, hopefully my dad's not downstairs watching John Wayne movies.
In his underwear.
That one happened. You remember that one, right? Oh,
Hey, Buckaroo! He's like holding a chocolate milk.
Hey, how are you? What's going on?
That's a nice
If
guy.
it was my dad's cocktail, which when we do bring him back in, my dad's cocktail's a.
Tell me so I can make it for him when he comes next
Sorry.
time, and maybe I'll be his favorite.
It's the Irish milkshake. That's what he calls it. This is when, so my dad's a very sweet guy, but when we knew he had a rough day, because he was a teacher in New Jersey, shop teacher, and then he would go work on, he would build decks and kitchens and all sorts of other stuff in the summer and on the weekends. If he had a bad day, we would know because he'd come in and he would just take his rocks glass and he would fill it up with a couple ice cubes, most of the way with Jameson, and then he pours Bailey's all over the top of it.
Nice.
And then that was his Irish milkshake. And he would sit there. Like,
That's
all right,
such a dad move.
let's let him get one of those under his belt before we tell him that I fucked up in school today.
That's the best.
But yeah, that's his go-to drink. Now, the 17th step one, I did find that Instagram post, by the way, because it was on the 100th anniversary of the shooting of William Winter. So imagine that. They never solve your murder, but you do get half off on a cocktail served in the kitchen of the house you once owned. That is, again, it's a naturally Southern Gothic thing here, the vibe of Louisiana. You have a murder on the front porch. And, of course, there's the idea that some of the slaves might have been practicing voodoo and stuff like that, because I did not realize this until I did the episode with Lemaire. There's like 4 or 5 different types of voodoo, and the New Orleans style one is probably the scariest. That's Princess and the Frog.
The hoodoo?
Hoodoo?
Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
Well,
Hit me.
that's one of the other ones, and I'm going off of. I just watched an old movie the other day. It's with Kate Hudson, and
The Skeleton King.
yes,
Yep. That one scared the crap out of me.
Watched it. It was actually good. I feel like scary movies were
was.
better back then, even though it's like 2004 or something. But it was like
I saw it in theaters. I know that much.
Yes, they were better back then than they are now because there was like a full story and an ending. And I feel like things don't have endings anymore. They're just like, you figure it out. But in that movie, I believe that they were talking about like voodoo being one thing. And I think hoodoo, I could be wrong. I don't know if you're looking at Parrington, but I think hoodoo was the other one.
Well, they teach you in that movie that voodoo can only hurt you if you believe in it.
Right.
So Kate Hudson's not screwed until she starts actually doing voodoo. And so it's like you can't invite that stuff in.
So smart of them. They like tricked her into believing it and then they...
Yep. It worked out pretty good for them in the long run. Harrington's got something for us. What do you got, buddy?
So it says voodoo is a religion, while hoodoo is a non-denominational spiritual practice that can be integrated with other beliefs, such as Christianity.
I like what he's doing there. We did tie that into just so that I can bring Figs in on explaining that one. To me, we didn't know this, but Papa Legba, who is considered one of the deities of the voodoo religion, if you will, we have iterations of him throughout all pop culture. Papa Shango, WWE, Baron Samedi from GoldenEye, right? So James Bond villain on that one. And then also it was Keith David's character in The Princess and the Frog, the Disney movie down in New Orleans. That's no one's going to do anything with that down at Skankfest, right?
And was he like dressed up like a skull thing on his face?
That's where the skull paint thing would come.
okay.
So
yeah.
people live in fear of that, and then some of the fear was that the slaves could practice that,
Okay.
and that comes into another one of these ghost stories. A few quick ghost stories for you here, because we're into it now. This is how literally they call themselves the most haunted place on Earth, and then I want to see, Harrington, do we have any other photos that Carly sent over to you too? Because there's some of these might go well with this. We've already covered.
I have the portrait of Bradford.
Ooh, yeah, show me that guy. This is the guy that gave us the house. This is the property here.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
It's maybe that's why he needed such a good story, Shannon. He wasn't much in the looks department. But that's Mr. Bradford, who escapes the Whiskey Rebellion and
He
then
won't
creates
let
this.
Mike zoom in.
It's-
Using his
He's
haunting
trying.
powers.
He is
to
all the way zoomed in. You can tell by
enable-
the size of everything on top of it.
He's trying to zoom in. He's like, no, he will not zoom in.
And then I forget what else Carly sent over to you too. So there's the Bradford house right there. Yeah, this is all stuff that if I was able to get down there, this is what I would go check out.
They're
Probably
so
very
bad.
clean and nice and
Can we plan a
delightful.
podcast crossover and we just all go there another time?
I welcome this, and
Can we talk Carly
Get
into
Ralph
it?
to pay for it, and Ralph pays for it. Ralph pays for it.
Carly would just pretty much have to be like, "Hey, I'm staying in the rental car," just like that. That would, and she'd be cool with it too. She's not going
My
to be a party
lady would
pooper there.
fucking. It would be a tsunami. She'd be so excited to go.
You're kidding me?
Oh,
She
I thought
loves-
you'd say she would hate the idea.
No, she loves spooky stuff. Loves it, but she does not fuck with Ouija boards. We were talking about it on our
right
show.
on.
She doesn't like anything. She doesn't like to, fucking poke the bear when it comes to evil stuff. But she will gladly stay
She's
at a haunted
Spanish,
house.
right? So it's
Yeah.
actually a Ouija board.
Yeah. So she would be down. That'd be cool.
This could be very fun here. And then again, Harrington, I apologize. I don't know what else she sent you because I also have. There's that YouTube video. If you could start to queue up here for a second, because I'm we're going to get these sweet kids out of here. Couple of ghost stories on this one. Quick way to guarantee ghost activity is to build your property on an Indian burial ground.
Mm-hmm. Now we're
They
talking.
can't prove they didn't do it. So it's probably in a response email to you guys there, Harrington. It is entirely possible this is not true, but when it's a ghost story, you go with the legend, right? Why ruin a ghost story for anybody? So this is a pretty creepy video here we're going to play in a second. I want to explain the backstory on this one real quickly if I can. The other aforementioned Civil War era raid was by Union troops on the property, and they say it was 3 soldiers were killed. There's a lack of record keeping in all the chaos, and it's understandable nature that if Union troops did die in the house, they don't want people knowing about that because then more Union troops might come attack them. But again, that blood stain, to this day, people say that their broom or mop gets pushed away from the corner there.
What room? Did we know what room that was in?
Looks like it's out. It's in the door, one of the doorways into one of the bedrooms,
Okay.
it looks like. And it will not come clean. Cleaners to this day are said to experience the weird phenomenon of being unable to push a mop or broom into the section of the floor where the blood was found.
If we all go there, we have to, of course, try to do that.
It
have
would
to know where
be
it is.
pretty cruel to bring Figs' Spanish wife down there and say, hey, just so you know.
Limpio, mami, por favor. Limpio la casa, mami. Limpio la casa.
No molestar, no molestar.
I thought this was vacation. No, baby, no.
Get to work. You're
Do it
doing
for the
great.
bit,
Work-
baby, for the bit. She's gonna. Okay, puppy. I mean, but it's also like I don't mean to be like, fucking party pooper Magoo. They're probably like, because I mean, you can get some guys to sand down that wood and replace it and make it.
100%.
But they're like, let's fucking leave it. They probably pour a little Merlot on it every now and then, just fucking let it soak up.
It's like finding the Virgin Mary in a peanut butter sandwich. You're just like, okay, let's make some money
They
off
charge
of it while we
extra to be next to that stain. If you know what I mean.
can. 10,000%.
If there's a room near that, it's like, what's it going to cost you?
What if I just said terrible things into a microphone all the time and then everybody bought ad time? This one actually is the one that would freak me out the most. This is why Carly will not go into this place. In 1868, a girl dies in the house who, after all else had failed, was treated by a voodoo practitioner. And if you want to know more about voodoo, go check out the episode I did with Lemaire. It's in the back catalog. The voodoo practice would unfortunately not cure the girl, and she would pass away. She died in one of the bedrooms in the mansion, and visitors report her ghost appears in their room, often performing voodoo over people while they're sleeping. So, Shannon, you wake up in the middle of the night, and it's just a
Papa
small
Shampoo was
child performing Papa Shampoo.
Papa Shampoo, what'd you say? Sorry.
Papa Legba Papa Shampoo.
He's up there wiggling on top of you.
You might like Papa Legba, though, because you can summon him with dark rum. You're drinking white rum right now, so. But what's your reaction? But if you did see a ghost, if you wake up in the middle of the night in a haunted place, what's your react? Because you're ballsier than I am on this stuff.
What's the age of this child?
Let's go between 8 and 12.
So I feel like the younger they are, the scarier it is,
Interesting.
right? Because if it were like I don't know, like a 5 or 6 year old, those are the worst ones because they're in that like Victorian, like the bonnet, the white dress.
The
That's
attire is
terrifying.
creepier.
Yeah.
That's
If this girl is like 12 years old and she's just like in her nightgown and it's like she's not actually doing voodoo, I would assume this would be like a residual haunting, not an intelligent haunting. And so she's just like redoing the things that she was doing. This isn't.
Explain the difference of that for my listeners who aren't paranormal folks.
Yes. Okay. So, I mean, if you are to believe in this, residual haunting is something that I feel like this is something that eventually they're actually going to be able to prove scientifically because it doesn't like actually prove that like life after death exists. It's just like a traumatic event happened in a place and that energy is like recorded in that area.
Like you got killed on the 17th step of your house. Okay, now we're talking.
Right. That's why the other one kind of like makes sense, where it's just this like a same traumatic event kind of just like replaying because it was so much energy at one time, and it's just the same thing replaying over and over again. It's not the spirit of the person or anything. It's just the energy of that replaying itself.
Excellent.
So that's a residual haunting. And then intelligent haunting is like to believe that it's like somebody's spirit after it died hanging out and like being able to
With a
possibly
motive, have some sort of a
or just
motive.
like be able to like possibly interact with you intellectually.
I think I might have an example of this then. You might have just set the table for something here.
I'm so excited.
All right, so this voodoo girl practicing, her witchcraft, if you will, whatever you want to call it, over your bed at night, that's going to freak me out on this one here. Now, again, that guy, William Winter, his ghost shows up by going up the 17 steps and stops abruptly. You can literally, like, people count it. They hear the steps. It's 1, 2, 3, and they get up to 17. And then at the end, you hear Zeitgeist. That was your cue, folks. That's
We're both empty.
Now, this one's crazy here. This is a twofold story.
Jesus, thank you.
I thought you were going to tell me when to stop.
Sorry, there's gonna be a story tomorrow, KP. Large comedian calls trans man a carpetbagger in front row.
Dude,
Canceled.
if Theo Vaughn was there and you could call him a carpet, he goes, you can't say that's our word for y'all. That's the aforementioned here Woodruff family. This is a twofold story here. It's the last ghost story I have on this one. The Woodruff family experiences tragedy when Sarah Woodruff, the daughter of General Bradford, passes along with 2 of her 3 children from yellow fever. We covered this. It was common during these times to cover all the mirrors in a house when someone passed away due to the fear that spirits could be trapped in the mirror. The story goes that while almost all of the mirrors were covered following the passing of the mother and her 2 children, one mirror was overlooked, and it trapped the spirits who show themselves from time to time and also leave hand and fingerprints. Dr. Harrington, could I ask you to throw up that video here before you step out, sir? We have the video here now. If you guys want to listen to this one, I don't know if there's audio on that one. I'm going to throw the old muffs on. Heavy breathing. Oh, that's me. Never mind.
You're not getting nothing like
I'm
me.
not getting anything. Like, who lives here?
Ooh, that was a big one.
Is there anybody that we've
Looking
got
in
the
the
recorder
mirror.
on? Is there any spirits here that would like to tell us their name?
Orbs.
Please talk into the recorder.
I don't see the orbs.
Oh, yeah, I just saw it. I saw an orb.
Tell us your name,
9.
your age, please, how you died.
Tanya, look in that mirror. Do you see a face
Where?
right there?
Oh, shit.
Oh my God! I see somebody sitting in the mirror.
Yes.
Okay, but turn the camera around. Let's see what's
Please
in the
tell me we're seeing
reflection.
this right.
Oh, shit.
I know. Oh, so
I
it's
didn't
not.
see
Yeah,
anything.
I want to see when it starts. I did see it at the end. But you can like even mute it and we could talk over it. But I'm just curious when the face starts. You saw it, KP, the face in the mirror?
Not until the very end.
Yeah,
like
at the
you
end.
did.
Yeah, I'm
Because there's
just-
also a minute where I think that that's a mirror behind them. That's just a doorway into
Okay.
another little parlor thing. But
I'm just curious when the face starts, and then I wish they would pan the camera around, and I want to see what's reflecting in the mirror.
don't you love
That's
their
starting
voices
there.
too?
I know it's a lot. That's basically. I was just watching this terrible reality show called Special Forces, and Britney Spears' sister is in it, and like she is just like all the way, like sweet little Southern
Well, of course,
girl.
she's from Louisiana
Yeah.
too, so
Yeah,
yep,
I
I
do
see the
see it,
face
yeah.
thing forming
Where?
in the mirror.
in the upper right-hand corner of that mirror right there.
Oh,
You see
that
it?
mirror.
Yep.
What mirror are you looking
Well, I was
at?
looking at the other mirror.
Mirror.
Oh, that's not a mirror?
No, I think it's a doorway.
Oh, whoops. Oh, shit.
Yeah, so
Shit.
that one's good. You see the orbs going in there too. So
Figs has never been able to see himself in a mirror that size.
I'm not a big like orbs person.
I get that.
I feel like it's
I thought that was a
dust.
keychain over there. I was like, what is that?
It's like I feel like orbs I'm not like a fan of, but
Whoa.
this I just wish the fact that they didn't. If you're recording it and you're like, oh shit, something's there, wouldn't you automatically turn around to be like, what is it? What is it reflecting?
Or zoom in, like. make the
Now, for
camera
me,
zoom in.
if I see a face in a mirror, it's usually my buddy Nate, and he's about to have a terrible idea. We should follow our dreams. So that was a good creepy one on that one. Now, that same family that they believe is trapped into these mirrors here, this is the creepiest ghost story on the whole property. And Harrington, I know you got to bounce out whenever you do. Just know I love you. Go with God. It's a twofold story here. So that's the thing that they see leaving handprints and fingerprints and sometimes appearing in the mirror. The creepiest ghost story in the entire property belongs to a woman named Chloe. Chloe is the ghost of a slave who is thought to be seen in photos regularly by tourists on the property for decades. Harrington, if you can, I don't know if Carly got me a picture of Chloe. I don't know if she did. If we could pull up Chloe Ghost Myrtle, you can zoom in on it and see it. It's a little too... I'm not a guy that spooks easy on this one, but I was like, all right, I kind of see something there on this.
So this is pictures that other people have taken and saw her in the background?
People go looking for her on this property. That's something. Yep, there's the picture right there.
Okay.
So it's not in the one photo. By the way, they have a pretty fun subreddit too of people who are taking photos minutes apart, and then there's a little tiny bonnet in the background of one of the photos, and they can't explain where it came from. It's a daughter in like a pink sweatshirt, and then all of a sudden there's a bonnet right behind her, like a little girl trying to play with her, like they're the same age kind of thing. But that ghost that Harrington brought up there, that is the ghost of Chloe. Chloe is a slave girl who lived on the property, known to be a little bit nosy. Chloe was caught a few times listening in through keyholes into Mr. Woodruff's business dealings. They don't know if like she's trying to get word out to other people or if the information's for sale kind of a thing. After enough incidents like this, the Woodruffs decide they're not known to be very cruel, and there's some very cruel slave owners at the time, and there's some oddly benevolent ones too. Chloe will actually have her ear cut off by the Woodruff family. Because I said, oh, you keep listening in on my conversations. I got to do something about this. So they cut her ear off. So she wears a green head wrap type turban thing for the rest of her life on the property here. And now she also loses her coveted inside job. If you had a job on the inside of a plantation, that was primo work. That was the best thing you had going. Oh, I'm just going to make cake all day, and I'll play with these kids. And then, I get to eat better because I'm in the house. You don't want to be out in the fields. That's pretty much the bottom line. So she loses this job. She's now working outside. Following this, she would begin wearing this green turban head wrap here and also launching her plan of both vengeance, but it's a redemption. It's an attempt at redemption, I would say. Her plan is simple. She's going to bake a cake and put boiled oleander in it. Now, you guys might not know what that means, but Dom, being from the South, as he told me beforehand when I told him this story, Dom goes, "But oleander's poisonous." I said, "That's correct, Dom. 100% correct." And he knew it right away. So when you boil oleander and you put it into a cake, it's going to poison the people. It's not necessarily a death sentence, but you have to know it's like certain amounts kind of a thing. So her plan was, she goes, I'm going to bake a cake with oleander in it, and then I'm going to have the kids eat it, and the kids are going to get very sick, and then I'm going to go in there and I know the cure for it because I can say, oh, well, I'll get them away from the cake and we'll cure them of the oleander. And then I'll say, I think your new inside slave has been poisoning your kids, guys, and try to point the evidence at her, get her own job back.
Not to go against her here, but it's I understand. I don't know that redemption is the right word. I feel like revenge, maybe.
There.
But but also it's like the kids have nothing to do with this. Like you can get the parents sick and get the same result. Like, oh, you're so sick, I can fix it. It's the other slave that did it, blah, blah, blah. I feel like that's bad on her.
It's it certainly backfires on her too.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because she's not around when Sarah Woodruff and her children get involved with the oleander cake, and they eat it. They eat too much of the poison, and all three of them die. So there is the official cause of death for them is yellow fever, but this urban legend has some people convinced that maybe they just said yellow fever to kind of handle it. The kids die, and the other slaves find out that it was Chloe. So get this one, the other slaves on the property capture Chloe, and they hang her themselves.
Well, they're avenging the deaths of the kids.
Right. These were little kids, you shouldn't do. And there's multiple ways to play that one out too. Were they taking vengeance into their own hands so that their owners wouldn't think that they were all complicit?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get that inside job.
Yeah, it's that was an ad. We lynched somebody. Can I come inside now, please? Please, can I come inside? Look how good of a job I did killing one of your slaves.
I make not poisoned cakes.
There's a couple motives on that one, but they also believe that there was it's so complicated to say this, especially in 2025, and especially right after Columbus Day, which, by the way, respect Figs. There was some kindness and some sense of family between certain slaveholding families and the people on their property. Mm-hmm. Christmas gifts, attending church masses with them, teaching them to read and write. So it's not just a total brutality thing. At worst, it's just a bad. At the absolute worst, it's nothing less than being subhuman, right?
Yeah. Sometimes they gave them wraps for the ears they cut off.
Exactly. They're like, listen, how would you like a hat? Oh, that's so great. What's it going to cost me? Well, you're always listening in on my conversations, but so whether they did this so that the retribution wouldn't be visited on them, or if they were horrified because they liked the woman Sarah and they're like, she was a kind woman and her children didn't deserve this. But they hang her, the slaves hang her, and then they throw her body into the river. And the idea being that way Mr. Woodruff couldn't punish everybody involved or torture her. So they're like, hey, we're going to give you an easy way out. We're going to hang you ourselves. And then this way, the slave, you don't get a week of having small, tiny daggers shoved into you, and no one's going to cut your foot off so that you can't walk.
So I see, yeah.
Is it an act of kindness? Is it an act of revenge on their part? It's kind of hard to tell.
How did he react? Does anybody know?
Well, there's nothing he could do about it on that one. And he does still have a youngest daughter who winds up becoming the owner of the property at some point, too. But to this day, there are pictures of a black woman with a green head wrap still appearing around the property. And yes, you can book your wedding there.
Well, nice.
So Carly, if we're looking for venues and you're willing to go to Louisiana, all right, I ask one thing, okay? We got to bring Shannon and Figs with us. And of course, Harrington's going to be there anyway.
And a camera crew, please.
Any photos of the lady with the head wrap? No.
Well,
that was what they alluded to as that ghost
the bonnet
over there.
thing, that thing.
Yeah, that kind of shows up creepy. And I can't prove this.
Okay, that was okay.
But a voodoo practicing, poisoning woman with the weird head wrap, I don't know if you guys are big Stephen King guys. You guys see Rose Red, that miniseries he did?
It's familiar.
The most haunting villain in that Rose Red thing is actually almost taken directly from this, I believe. I think Stephen King just gets himself an 8-ball and a couple of bottles of Jack Daniels and locks himself in a room and just writes what he can write. But that story was very similar. There's an African woman who practiced some of the voodoo type stuff, who was a little bit over involved with one of the husbands and wore the turban on that. And I kind of thought, I was like, oh, did he pull that from this thing? So the more you read real history, the more you're like, oh, writers aren't really that creative. They're just stealing everything like comedians, That's the bottom line there. I think we are wrapping up on this one here. I wanted to ask you guys, would you go to this location? I feel like I already know Shannon's answer.
Yeah, I would go. It's nothing too wild. It's not like the father killed the daughter and the mother's guts were spilled.
You're not staying at Lizzie Borden's house.
Yeah.
I mean, so the slave being hanged, that's not.
No, that's bad. That's horrible, but it's like tragic. I don't know. To me, it's that's spooky. That's the spooky limit. Like that's the spooky max. Like, okay, cool. The couple soldiers died. A guy was in love and he climbed up some steps. The slaves didn't know of the cake. All right, cool. I won't eat any cake, and I'll be nice to all the servants at the fucking manor.
You're gonna eat cake there.
All right. The
that would be great.
I've got out of hand this episode.
Imagine if they served oleander cake as part of the dessert. But it's not poisonous. It's just a little bit of poison.
It's a little bit of oleander. Take a little shot right here. You're gonna be all right, fatty. I'm like, okay.
I would go, but I would need it would have to be for one night, because if I had to I couldn't psych myself out for too long thinking about it.
Yeah, like
Plus-
a night, like a day trip.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
go to the restaurant,
All right.
spend the night,
But-
do a spooky podcast, wake up in the morning, have breakfast, go home.
Okay, but if we were to do this, all of us together, and your girlfriends, and then me by myself, we would have to. It would have to be a couple of days because, like, we want to like investigate a little bit.
What
we
if,
want some
what if
footage.
Shannon just is waiting on the 17th step? He should be here any minute. He's coming.
With the cocktail in their hand. It is grenadine.
Great. They have the cake in one hand, the cocktail in the other, whatever it takes.
You finally come home, Shannon.
I've been waiting.
We see
Clarice.
your time in the burrows is over.
That's fine. That sounds
You know,
lovely.
you know the real question is, how much is this a fucking night? How much are they fucking charging you?
I know it's
Ooh,
and
that's a
then
good
because
question.
also I would want to, and this is what we did last time. We did it. We rented out the whole place because it was in the Catskills. I can't remember the name of the mansion. Burnbrae Mansion. Harrington's not here anymore, but that's where we went to, and it was like 13 bedrooms that they like rent out individually, but we rented out the whole place, even though like the owners kind of like live on site, but they have like a wing that's like kind of locked off.
They're willing to work with you more when you rent the whole place, right?
And so that's what I would want to have the whole place so that we can like at night, like wait till like it's nighttime, spooky, and then like investigate and like do like little tests and like silly things in the whole place.
What would you make me do on that 17th step?
I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about like if we find the room where right outside of it is like the blood stain, like I would want you to go into the closet and then like sit there for like, let's say 15 minutes, and we have you like on mic and then headphones, but like sensory deprivation. So you're in there in the dark, and then we just see if you hear anything, feel anything. Because that's what they do on the ghost hunting shows.
Figs is out.
I would do that in a
Figs
different
is
room.
out.
If someone like scanned your room and made sure there was no like spiders in there, like as long as there's no
'cause
bugs.
the technology, the fucking
Yeah.
near this Android.
No, but just
technology.
like look through it and like make sure like wipe everything down so that there's definitely no bugs. I would do that.
Okay.
Like especially like knowing like everyone's outside and they're just like listening to you. We would have to do
I
that.
would do
This one would
I would
work.
do like the audio receiver thing and ask a question like, if you're here, give us a sound. Like,
Yeah,
I'll do that. for fun.
EVPs.
Yeah, I'd do that.
I have an EVP recorder. I have the equipment. I have an EMF detector. I have an EVP recorder. We have the dowsing rod. so we can
EMF?
do silly
That's
things with that.
unbelievable. Dated myself on that reference. I'm sorry.
We have to do this, guys.
I think it would be very fun. And if I can't find this location, there are other things I still want to work on with you guys on this because I love your show. I also love the both of you. Where can people find you to check you guys out still, too? Because
You can find me on Instagram at Shannon Lee 6982. And of course, the show, The Thing Is, Ding. We air every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern at gasdigital.com, or you listen on iTunes or YouTube on Thursdays at 6 p.m.
We get a little drunk. We have a little fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a great time.
At Comic Mike Figs, I co-host the Thing Is podcast with Shannon, and I have a bunch of other podcasts too. Fig Talk, Something Went Wrong with Vinny, where I co-host that show with him. I'm on the road. I'm going to be in Austin next week at the Cap City Comedy Club. Come on by. And yeah, at Comic Mike Figs, hit me up.
absolutely. Check out their show if you guys haven't already. The Thing is very fun. I've been on the show a few times. I think my dad's coming on at some point.
yes,
gotta
we
get your
have to
dad.
do that.
Yeah,
Both
the
of you
legend.
together.
The
Here's
legend.
what's scary is when my dad starts telling stories about certain things. He's you don't want. Like, I'm 38 now, so he can tell me stories. But he's like, oh, I was in jail once because we stole Christmas trees from my fraternity. And then it's like, it's always weirder stories and stuff. But he loves the shit out of you guys. So that would be a very fun one on there. But
He loves figs.
Yeah, you got to be there with
I'm
your
working
dad.
on it.
if he,
You gotta
if
be
I,
there, too.
I'll set it up for success, though, and he'll have an Irish car bomb
I'm
with
going
you
to
guys.
make that
Oh, I want that Bailey's
Yeah,
whiskey
different.
drink.
I know
It's
it is a
pretty
car
good.
bomb without the Guinness.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
his
true.
weird thing. He's every now and then, I think my dad's a pretty cool guy, and then I'll see him drink a Mike's Hard Lemonade, and I'll just be like, come on,
Dad,
dude.
come on, Dad.
What are you doing?
What are we doing?
It's
It's okay.
It's like watching, John Wayne do ballet. It's confusing for all
come
of
on.
us.
Get out of here with that.
But obviously, guys, it's at KP Burke Sucks for me over on Instagram. New reels every single week. I had a bunch of cool stuff coming up, and almost all of it isn't happening. Let's just say my trip to Boston went great. I had a great time. Boston's a great city. I love it up there. I hope to be back soon. That being said, check out road dates. I can't. This is a true story, guys. I can't announce headline road dates for a little while because I'm at the point in my comedy career where the originally scheduled headliners have not canceled yet. So when I find out, then you guys find out shortly thereafter. But that's the gambit I'm on right now. We're in that weird trajectory thing. I feel like I'm stuck in the Ninja Turtles level where you're underwater in the video game. That's where I'm at. I've come so far, and I have to finish this journey, but I'm running out of air, folks.
You know what? But you're funny and you're dependable, and they know they can rely on you when someone cancels to fill the room and make everyone laugh.
It's true, and I'm just actively avoiding my stepkids. Shout out to the boys, by the way. They're good boys, and they're getting into history, too, in an accidental way. Yeah, Last of the Mohican speaks to all of us. But that being said, I would say thank you to Harrington, but he bailed for his other job. And then I want to say thank you to our good pal Dom, a true Southern gentleman, never leaving us feeling anything other than hospitable, buddy. I appreciate you. And folks, that was the Myrtle Mansion, American Loser.
On the edge they take the throne, built on bones of those unknown. Counted first, never last, still erased from the past.